What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Frequency. As usual, I'm your girl, Chris Maria, and I'm joined here with my amazing co-host, Q, your friendly next neighbor, but no one really cares about him. But how you doing, Q?
Oh, taking shots early in the morning, y'all.
Gotta take the shots. I was like way
shots.
too nice seeing you last episode, so gotta dig in a little deeper and be a little rude. But I don't want to be rude to our guest that we have here today. We have the lovely fashion designer, entrepreneur, the lovely Miss Bequille from Bequille Fashions. How are you saying? Did I pronounce that right?
I did.
Okay, see, I'm doing my thing. And join with her is also the amazing model management, Pharoh. How are you doing today? Unspoken Model Management. Welcome.
Yeah.
Right, get into it. So tell us, as fashion designers and model management, how did you guys get started? How did you guys meet?
So how I got started, I've been modeling in Jacksonville to start it, and I used to dress myself a lot, get compliments on how I was dressing as a model. When I got pregnant, I mean, this really goes to not get too deep, but this really goes, since I'm from New York.
No, we like deep. Get deep if you want.
Okay. This really goes back into I was a little girl and watching my father dress, and being from New York, in high school, in schools in general, the school hallway is your runway. So fashion is in my blood. But really, to fast forward, I jumped into modeling, liked it. Once I got pregnant with my daughter, I was like, okay, let's take this a step further, because I'm always getting compliments on, like how I dress, how I look. And I worked in the clothing store before. I used to dress the mannequins. So I was like, let's start a brand. And I started my brand, which is Bequille, and some people also know it as Bequille Fashions. And that has a lot to do with me. That whole name right there is all me. Bequille, last name in French. The crown on top is a tiara, so that's Tiara Crutch.
Put the T on it.
Go ahead.
Put the T on it.
So if people, when you go on my profile on Instagram and Facebook, a lot of how I promote, a lot of how my whole platform looks, that's all me, all my personality. So you see a little bit of sexy, a little bit of, funny here and there, because I like to be goofy. If you see a little bit of glitz and glam, a little bit of sportswear, that's all me wrapped up in one big ball. So that I'm giving me. And then I was like, okay, how can I help people? So I decided let's create a fashion show, connected to the brand. Let's give back to the people. There's people out there that need opportunities. And I created my platform for the underdog. So everybody that's trying to get out there with different types of talent, whether you're a model, a designer, you are a small business owner, a photographer, and so on, you come to my platform, which is the RDB Fashion Show. And we have people there, like magazines and all that, to get you known. People have so much talent, and they just don't have that platform to get out there. So that's a little bit about me.
Nice.
Yeah. Yes. So my backstory a little bit. I started out as a photographer here in Jacksonville, and that's probably about 7-8 years ago. And then I just started to accumulate models that just wanted to continuously me. And I was like, y'all, we need to find a way to get paid for this. So I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and start an agency. So I originally started as Unspoken Memories Photography, which turned into Unspoken Model Management. And people ask all the time, how did you come up with Unspoken Model Management? And me and my models, we're the type that we're going to put out work, and we're going to let our work speak for itself. And when they say, oh, well, what are y'all doing right now? We say, we'll show you, we can. So we were unspoken. So that's how we came up with that. And after that, I had models that stuck with me. In this industry, you're going to lose models, gain models. I mean, that's a part of it. So I have a few models that have been with me since the beginning. And then a few models who are with me newer, who are making really big moves. So we're evolving. I mean, you have to be able to evolve in this industry. And in business in general. And we met at the Summerfest at the Aloft Hotel. She was using some of my models, and it was Najee and Jerome. Najee and Jerome, and they're both amazing runway walkers. So she got. He was the only guy in her show. She had one male T-shirt.
Lead him out.
And he was the guy. I was like, hey, I got a guy for you. She's like, I got one shirt. And then he went out there, did his thing, and she loved him. Najee went out there and did her thing. She loved her. And I was like, okay, so let's talk. And we were talking during the show and after the show, and clearly we're still talking now.
Right.
It never stops. Listen, if you see our messages, they go back from that day. We have not a single day of conversation.
That's love. That's love.
Absolutely. We just
I told him that we're gonna be best friends, and he was like, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yes, we are."
And then it's like we're from two different fashion meccas. She's from New York, and I'm originally from Miami. So
that's what I wanted to ask as well. How is that dynamic? Because I can feel like you're, like you said, Miami. I don't want to say boisterous, but it's colors. It's flowing.
It's fast. But so is New York too.
Right. Yeah, but New York is kind of like that rugged look with it. Like it's definitely Concrete just like rawness to it.
Yeah.
You gotta shout that fashion show name out, Concrete Rose. That is that in there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
My RBB, which stands for Rose Louboutin, which that is French. Everybody knows I like a little French.
Right.
And in English, that means Concrete Rose. Hello.
Okay, come on.
Dropping the Easter eggs out
the city is dreams are made of. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. That's amazing.
Like we joined forces for her show. So we're going to do the show here in Jacksonville on May 21st.
Yes.
And that's going to be the prequel to the show in New York on September 18th.
Oh, big move.
I always get it wrong, but I'm going to be there. So I know I'll be there.
Right. So talk about that a little bit more. Like, since you got like how many shows, where you guys are going to be traveling to next, what can people expect from these shows?
Yeah.
Our shows collectively. So May 21st, we are going to be at the Aloft Hotel in the Grand Ballroom area. We got all three of the conference rooms. It's going to be huge. We have vendors, we have performers, we have dancers, we have musicians. We have a little bit of everything. So when she wants to give everybody the opportunity, she absolutely means that. And that's what kind of drew me to her, because a lot of people will say it, but they won't be about it. And she's shown that she wants a saxophone player, she wants a flute player, like literally anything that has to do with the arts. She wants people to portray their physical arts, paintings, pictures, sculptures, a little bit of everything that they do. And that, like I said, that drew us even more together, because I love art. In general, I do photography, and people are like, oh, do you do videography? I said, that's moving stuff. I don't do that.
That's moving stuff.
Moment, not a video. And I just need that one moment.
Right.
But there's different levels to everything, and she's trying to show all levels. And in this show, we have lingerie, we have jewelry, we have high fashion, we have urban, we have t-shirts. The only thing we don't have is swimwear, but the lingerie trumps that. So we have, we're showing a little bit of everything. Right. And we have, like I said, models, all shapes, sizes, and colors, different backgrounds. We have people coming from Orlando, New York, Atlanta, Miami. Like, we have people coming from all over the place just to be a part of the show.
Right.
We have, like I said, we have like little special surprises that are going to be in the show. So we can't tell everybody, but we have something for the men for the show and something for the ladies as well. So
okay.
If you go on RDB, you can go to the events. Only event right now, which is for May 21st. The Eventbrite link is there, and you will purchase your tickets from there. So we have the $25 for the general admission and $40 for the VIP, and it explains everything that each person gets.
And then if you don't have a Facebook, you can just DM us or the fashion show page, and we will send the link right over through the DMs.
Okay.
So that purchase, or anybody that's interested, want to purchase, anybody that has talent and just want to see what we do.
Okay.
And I want to work with them in the future. If you're a podcast, if you're radio, if you're magazine, if you want to work with us in the future, you can come to the show and kind of have an idea of what we do, how things are run, how much exposure you are getting for yourself and for your brand.
Right.
That's awesome.
So my event basically is a big networking event.
Right.
I like to do that. My hostess is, I think we're sharing hostess on this one in May. So my hostess is coming in from Maryland and his is coming in from Atlanta. And I like the hostess to kind of have like a little segment where you're networking. So I like people to, you know, if you have a business or whatever, you might find somebody that's walking around that might be of use for you. So like if you're a model, don't look for a photographer or agency. If you have, you know, art and you're looking for somebody with an exhibit where you can display your art, somebody could be walking around or know somebody that is like, yo, your art is really dope. Let me hook you up with somebody that can display your art in that venue. So what I first see, because he's brought it to my attention that don't just keep it in New York, let's travel. Yeah. So that's Jacksonville, and now we're looking at Atlanta, and we're looking at other areas, LA, looking at other areas. So in the future, we see this growing as big as, you know, a traveling show and grow as big as Essence, because the whole essence of my show is just not fashion.
Right.
The whole essence of it is it's created for the underdogs. It's created for your talent to get you out there in art. So that's where I foresee that big as Essence. Watch out, Essence. I'm looking for you.
Okay, come on. And that's what I mean. I love that about you guys, that you guys are kind of rooting for the underdog. That's the whole reason why we wanted to create this podcast, because we wanted to show light on people who are maybe not Essence magazine and stuff but are actually having good products that they want to get out here and get out to these other people. So I commit kudos on that. Help the world.
Oh yeah, y'all definitely doing the thing. Because I actually was just thinking about that. Like you guys you said just met about 7 months ago, right? Like we were almost full pandemic. You know what I mean? We was like full in mode. So like for you guys to continue really to trust each other, you know, and pray on it, you know, but you put work behind that prayer to not let it stop, you know, whatever's coming your way, and y'all still are moving forward. Like I commend you guys as well. Like that's great.
Right. I guess I like her a little bit.
Even though she be talking shit, right?
She all right.
She be talking hella shit.
Look, you don't got no choice.
Wait, so y'all, I definitely sense like the brother-sister relationship. So can you guys tell each other, like tell the people, like how's the dynamic of working with each other? Like how does that usually work out for you guys?
Well, we don't really have, I would say yet. We have not yet really had disagreements because we really have, you know, like ideas. She has an idea, I'll put something on top of that idea, and then we'll just keep building on that idea until it comes out. So we've really been good at communicating. Like I said, we talk all the time. So she'll send me we do voice memos since I'm legally blind. So she'll send me voice memos, which is easier for me. And she'll send a voice memo, say, hey, Andrew, I got this idea. I want to do this, this, and this. And then I'll respond, like, okay, well, we could try this. And then even if it's out of the box, I want to have models hanging upside down from the roof and walking on the ceiling and doing this. And I'm like, well, you're going to have to get the whole trapeze thing. It's expensive. You know, we can do it, you know. But one thing we don't ever do is we don't down each other's ideas. Yeah. Because, I mean.
Right, good.
We just have to have the time, the place, and the money to put behind it to make it come to fruition. And we've been lucky that we've been getting. A lot of people get a lot of no's before they get yeses, but we've been getting a lot of yeses.
That's good.
And we're every time we get a yes to the next yes. So we just we capitalize on every yes. And you have to jump on it when you can. We just had the opportunity to now be a part of this big production that's coming to Jacksonville on April 24th from a gentleman in New York. And he's very financially stable, we'll say that. And he's backing this show, and we're now a part of it because he contacted us and was like, hey, I need you guys to find a venue. We need some models. We need designers. Awesome. And in 48 hours, we produced the venue, the models, and designers. So he was like, oh, y'all about y'all business. Like, we're going to get contracts. We're going to be working. We getting money. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's
great.
When them contracts come out.
Oh,
contracts tight.
So what I found in this business with the models and designers and things, when you bring out a contract, people get scared because they're oh, now I have to do this. I'm in the contract, it says I have to do this. And when people are being held responsible and accountable, they tend to run. But that lets you know who you need to do business with.
Right.
Correct.
I've learned I'm pushing all that to her too. I was like, listen, if these people not doing what they said they would do, try to put a contract in front of them. If they don't want to do it, then they're not for you. And we're going to move on to the next person. Because there's always somebody that want to take your spot.
Whoop.
That is true. Hey, you better eat before you get left.
Right. Right. That's such a positive thing that you guys are saying, because opportunity, like you said, opportunity, waits for no one pretty much. If you want the opportunity, you need to jump on the opportunity. It's either right now or not ever, And I think I put up a quote the other day that said, you're only one yes away from success. And so that's really nice that you guys have been getting a lot of yeses. But I want to know, like, kind of how do you guys, for somebody who maybe not experiencing so much yeses and experiencing so many no's right now, what kind of advice would you tell somebody in order to keep going with their dream and pursuing their dream like you guys are doing?
Well, I would say, there's no success without failure. So don't expect to go into anything and be successful right away. If you are, that's great. But your failures really test you and build you to where you're at in your success field. So if that makes any sense, like your failures is who you are. And it's also a reminder, and that's what keeps you humble. And it's a reminder of, this is what I went through to get to this top. So if you're trying to get out there and you're getting a bunch of no's, keep going. Take them no's and make them your building blocks, your stepping stones to your success. Yeah. So don't ever get discouraged of your no, because just know that every 100 no, there's a yes behind it.
That's girl, you better say, come on, a little word today. You give these viewers a little word today. Come on.
Because if anybody, my Instagram is Miss Bequille. If you go look in my bio, my quote that I love and I stand by, it says, opportunities don't just happen, you create them.
That's right.
Like if you're getting a bunch of no's, let's say that, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go create, like what I did with my fashion show. I'm not gonna keep chasing people about my ideas for a fashion show and can I get in your fashion show to do this? So I'm gonna create my own opportunity, my own fashion show, and work from there. So I'm always big on just creating my own opportunities.
Come on, give us a word today. And I think that's what people need to understand is if someone's not giving you, and I think there's some famous quote on it, but I don't really remember it. But if someone's not giving you an opportunity, go out there and create your own opportunity. Right. Like, I would love to be like Oprah and sit and have my own talk show on some national grand scale. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create my own opportunity. And we have met so many amazing people have came on this podcast, and everybody, including you guys, are constantly dropping gems. And I think that is more fulfilling than having some national person tell me what to do and tell me how to say and tell me how to help people out here. So I think, whoo, girl, I felt that in my soul. I got chills if y'all can see my arm. My hair is thin.
No, we cannot see your arm. This is actually a question for both of you guys. I know you guys are already big time, you know what I'm saying, got fashion shows and people coming to work with y'all now. You know, I'm just saying. But if you guys did have to choose, bring in the blessings. If y'all did have to choose, maybe, hey, what did tambourine that real quick? But if you guys did have to have maybe a celebrity ambassador for your product, or had to put a face for your product or your brand, who would be that face?
Honestly, I personally, I don't believe in using a celebrity to get bigger. I believe that we should grow with who we have and elevate who we have. So I wouldn't have on anything of mine, because that celebrity, honestly, a lot comes with celebrities. You know, a lot of it comes with them, and then it takes one bad turn that a celebrity does. Now all of a sudden your brand is in the hole. So I personally, I don't believe in using a celebrity for I believe in, like I said, growing who we have and mentoring someone that's in our camp and making them the celebrity. So I couldn't pick one.
Amen to that. I love that.
I love that. I'm always team for the underdog. Oh my gosh.
For real.
Because celebrities, you hear some, we know their business already. They've been interviewed so many times, but these people that are actually in our community is what I want to hear, you know, like, so I love that. What about you, T?
I'm like, ditto. I don't know what more I can put on that. You know, even with my Bequille Fashions, I utilize his models anyway. And I have models that come to me outside of his agency, and I was like, yeah, I'll work with you. And I give them my platform outside of my brand ambassadors. I'll give them that platform, like, yeah, I'll put your face up here and give you an opportunity to get a little bit of exposure because I know who's on that, that account watching. So I agree with him. Like I utilize the people that are around us.
That's great, man. Y'all gotta keep. Hey, if anybody listening out there, keep it in house, man. I'm telling you, people can really grow. Brands and businesses can really grow if you keep it in house and you have dedicated people behind you, man.
Absolutely, 100%. One of our friends, Yes Milko, he's a designer out of Kissimmee. He always says, "We millionaires already. We just didn't cash the check." And I was like, "Listen, I'm with that. I follow that to a T." I said, "The check is on the way to the bank."
Right.
That's right. Speaking into existence. That's how I'm saying. Speaking into that, like when you said Tiara came up to you and said, "We're gonna be best friends." I'm like, speak that into existence. If you want it, go get it.
No, it wasn't like that. She stalked me after that.
The truth comes out. The truth comes out.
Down the street, and I couldn't get rid of her at this point. Now
you couldn't see me to get rid of me.
She is 2 minutes down the street. See, look at the blind jokes. You heard it? You heard the blind there.
That's messed up. That's messed up. I'm gonna edit that out. I'm gonna edit that out.
Edit that out. That's good.
Let them know how she treated me.
Be like, "Who she be? She should have been sensitive to him."
On everything.
Oh man.
That's messed up.
I want to talk about that too, though. I want to talk about being legally blind, and do you feel like you had a lot of hardship kind of trying to do what you need to do, or how do you even do what you're trying to do? My family always teases me because my eyesight is pretty bad. So like, do you wear contacts? Do you wear glasses to see? Like, what do you do?
The condition that I have is called Purchase retinopathy. So there's not really contacts or glasses that can fix it. So it's a long-term healing process. They didn't think I'd be able to see this much already before. So they said I'd only be able to get to between 18 and 25%. God said give you 50. So I'm gonna take what God gave me. And there were trials at the beginning of this, like when it was really bad, I wanted to quit everything. I didn't want to do anything else. Like I was really defeated. But when the models literally kept coming to my house and they were slick, they would slide the camera somewhere where I would like accidentally touch it or bump it or grab it. And I'd be like, "What's this?" They said, "Oh, that's the camera." And I would push it away. And I did that for months. I would not touch the camera. And then finally one day they pushed it by my hand. I grabbed it and I started moving around and the muscle memory came back. And I started like, okay, I can still do this. And one of he's like, "All right, so you want to take some shots?" I already set up the lights and everything. Like they literally had it all ready for me. So to have a support system like that is detrimental when you're going through something like that, because I was 29 when I lost my eyesight. So that was just years ago. So to be 29, I had 20/20 vision. I was good to all of a sudden wake up and have no eyesight. Then my grandmother told me, she was in the hospital with me. She was like, "So let me tell you something. They took your eyesight, but they can never take your vision." And a lot of people don't realize the difference between the two. Eyesight is something physical. Like me looking at you is my eyesight, but vision is something that we have together when we see these shows going like how they're going to be astronomical, monumental. Vision is very different from eyesight, and I didn't lose sight of that. So once I had that, I got up on my feet and I started running. That was it.
But I thought it was pretty interesting. The reason why we bond so well is the same year he lost his eyesight, I lost my father. So we didn't even know each other around that time, but we both were having a hard 2019.
Oh yeah, 2019 was trash.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was trash. But listen, turn that coal into diamonds now. We applied that pressure, right? And now we're forward with it. But like I said, it's all with the photography. It's still a struggle sometimes. Some days are worse than others. And with the equipment that I have now, we're in the studio now. I don't know. We're in the photography studio now.
Oh yeah, we know you are big time over there. We know what's up.
Studio. So, but it's they're still trying days. But I've never had a defeatist attitude. That's not in my nature. And even when she's having a bad day, she's like, Anthony, I don't even want to get out of bed. I said, girl, get up and come over here and get some coffee. What you talking about? Like,
that's what you need, though.
Absolutely. We pick each other up a lot. So it definitely works.
And the way we move, like how we tell a lot of people is it's not just us. It's, Crystal. It's a Yes Nilko. We have Tracy who does food in Atlanta. We have Glenn who does food out here.
James Hucks
from James Clothing. It's a long list of us. We have another designer that's upstate New York. So we move together. We move as a unit, and we're trying to be examples to show people that do things as a team. Do it together. You don't have to do it by yourself. Do it together. You can accomplish so much together. So when something happens for one person, it helps us. The rest of us. It's like a trickle down effect. So just like how we went with Yes Nilko in Miami, he was displaying his jackets. Him and Austin was displaying his jackets in Miami. He was like, "We're coming in to come support y'all." So we hopped on the road and was out there.
So listen, that we drove down Thursday morning for an event Thursday night in Miami. That's 5 hours from here.
Yeah.
We drove and then left the same night after the show because we had something to do here Friday. But a lot of people don't support each other like that. And that's what we got to get to. Like, we drove through the night. We got back here at 4 a.m. We left here at 9 a.m. and got back at 4 a.m. the next morning.
I love that you mentioned that we don't support each other. I think that is a very key tool. One thing I know that me and Tiara sometimes chat about is networking. Like, you have to support each other. You have to build this network connection. And I think we need to stop. I think for some people, the reason why they can't support each other is because they're so afraid that somebody's going to slide into their lane. But I always tell people, what's meant for you is meant for you. Nobody can do what you can do. Like, no one can do what T can do. No one can do what you can do. Like, y'all are doing your own thing, but y'all are working together. And that's what we need to start seeing. We are co-workers in this. We're not just individual people trying to be, oh, well, she's in my lane. She's trying to be a boss or whatever. We are co-workers. We're working together. And the faster that we as people start to realize that and stop saying, well, this is beneath me. I don't need to do this. I'm better than this. We are all in this. I don't want to use that comment, but we are all working together towards a big picture. And so good. No
money out there for all of us to eat.
When I tell people, I was like, the beauty and fashion industry is $1 trillion industry. There is no reason why everybody can't be at the same table.
Right. There
is no reason why people are like, oh, well, you're beneath me because I did that 10 shows ago.
Right.
Okay. Those have evolved into something different now. Right. So now what you did 10 shows ago is what we're doing, tomorrow night for 5 minutes. It's everything. Fashion moves so fast as well. So it's like, you have to be up with the times. You got to do research. People think they're just going to come into this and just, oh, I'm a model. No. Do you know this designer? Do you know that designer? Do you know how to talk? Do you know how to pose? Do you know the difference between commercial and high fashion? Do you know editorial? Do you know what to have in your model bag? Do you know how to go to a go see? Do you have a portfolio? All of those things. People, if you tell me you're a model, I'm going to quiz you. And if you fail any one of those questions, you fail to me.
Like, I failed. I definitely just failed.
Listen, but honestly, that's really what it is. When you tell me, oh, I'm an independent model, what does that mean? Do you know what that means? Do you know how much work that is? Now, mind you, a lot of my models, my contracts with them are not like, oh my God, I own you. It's never anything like that. They have creative freedoms. Now, mind you, they come to me when they need certain, like, oh, boss, I don't know what this is, or should I talk to this person? Send me the information. Let me research them, and I'll get back to you. And when I find something, okay, they're okay to work with. They're just starting out. So if you don't want to regress in your photos, I would say no. Let me get a newer model with that person so they get some experience. They can come back to you when they have that experience. I don't often say no, but there are times where I have to say no. And there's times that, and Tiara has witnessed it. When I tell the models no, it's not a question. It's like, okay, he says no for a reason. I've done my research. I'm telling you no because I know what's going to happen with this person or this brand. And it's just like we're going to hear a lot of no's. So we have to tell people no. We can't do everything. We can't spread ourselves so thin. So we're doing 100 shows in 1 year. I'd rather do 10 phenomenal shows than 100 shows that go nowhere. So
quality over quantity for sure.
Correct. Correct. If there's something that I can't do, I have no problem saying that I cannot do this right now.
Right.
I think that's a lot of people that are trying to maybe not even start now, but probably still are in the business or whatever they're trying to do. I think saying no is okay. Like saying that you can't do something or you're not able to do something or you don't have the equipment or the the information to do something. It's okay to say no. It's okay to pass that along to somebody else or give somebody else the opportunity to eat off of it. And I think that as people, we just need to understand that as well. While we're going through life is just saying, hey, I always say all the time, know your lane. You know, it's okay to know what you're good at and know where to stay at your speed. You know, there's always room for improvement, but just know where you're comfortable at, take those uncomfortable steps to be greater, but know where you can really dive in and hone in on what you really need to do. So I love that, what you said.
And also, you have to be not afraid to just say, hey, be honest, I'm just not interested. That's something else. Like, because if you're transparent, don't say, oh, I can't do it right now, because that leaves the door open to then want to ask you later on to do the same thing. Just say, I'm really not interested, but thank you so much for the, thinking about me for this. That's it. It's so simple to be honest. And a lot of people don't do it because they feel like it's going to tarnish their image. But if you're honest out the gate, hey, I'm really not interested. Thank you so much. And just move right along.
Yeah, people would respect you more for your honesty than to lie. They say something that you can do, and then later on they find out you can't do it. That's worse than saying you can't do something.
Right.
Can I ask you guys a question? So I know, and I'm big on each one, teach one, so if someone comes up to me and they're like, well, how are you confident in doing this? I try to, if I have knowledge on it, I'm going to try to give it to you. So are you guys willing to, say there is a print model that wants to that's never modeled before and wants to get into modeling or wants to get into taking photos or doing runway fashion. Are you guys willing to coach these girls or men or women and men? Are you guys willing to coach? Do you guys help also? Do you guys model children or what is your take on that?
That's basically what we do. That's what the brand is about. The fashion show is we take people that are, trying to get out there, trying to learn, because within the fashion show, that's what we do. We have somebody like Pharoh that is part of, Unspoken Model Management. He's there. So if you want to model, he's there to guide you. Then you have, Candace Productions, Alvita Productions, who works with people with their comp cards to get your comp cards ready and all of that out there. So there are people at the show that are in place that can help you get to where you need to go to get that look and prep you and get ready so that when you're in the show and there's somebody there and they're like, ooh, I like you, you're already a step ahead of what you were before when you signed up. So, you could add.
Yeah. So for her show, the one that we're doing together, that's definitely the case. I don't work with children. That's just a personal preference because dealing with momagers is complicated. I don't deal with anybody under the age of 18. Once they sign the contract, you're 18. I get your ID. We put it into our system. We check it, make sure you are 18. We do all of that. My assistant is amazing. Her name is Holly Pharoh. So
can't stay. Hey, that's his assistant. You can't take that away.
Yes, my assistant is amazing, and she checks everything like that. But I don't work with kids because we go out of state a lot, and I can't take kids over state lines and county lines. I need permission slips and paperwork, and I ain't got no time for that. So, and sometimes it'll be overnight. They'll call, hey, I need this model in New York tomorrow. I don't have time to talk to your mama.
Right.
I don't at all. So, all of my models are 18 now. We have one 18-year-old. He's graduating high school this year, but he's 18 now. So he can go wherever he needs to go. But outside of that, all the models get their passports in case they got to go out of country. I do all the logistics on that. But as far as teaching and training, models that come to me, if they come to me and I see nothing of a model, I say, hey, go ahead and reach out to a couple of photographers here in Jacksonville. They will do shoots for free because they want to build their portfolios.
Right.
Back to me in a month or two with some concrete work that's showing me that you want to be a model, and I'll see if I can work with you from there. A lot of them don't even come back because they just want to be handed something, and this is not what I do. I hand you building blocks. You have to put it together.
Excited.
I think some of them think when you go to an agency, oh, you're going to be there and you're just going to get me paid jobs. you have to give me something that the people want to pay for. And that's what they understand. You're the product. I have to promote a product. And some models don't get it. Some models do. Like I said, a few of my models now are possibly going to be working with Nike, with the gentleman that we worked with in New York who's coming down. Hopefully Nike, Adidas, Under Armour. Like my men's team is super fit. So they're trying to get on athletic campaigns. One of my guys in Philadelphia, he works with, oh my gosh, I know the name, Mitchell and Ness. He did a ad with Mitchell and Ness in Philly. And he's going to be in stores in New York, you know, so it's just those small triumphs lead to a bigger name for the agency and the models. And it's just, you know, if you're a hard worker and you think you can do this, I want to push you to where you know you can do this. So it takes a level of confidence that a lot of people don't have. And some people say they do, but they really don't. Once they start getting critiqued and everything, people can't handle it. And you have to have thick skin. You definitely have to have thick skin to do this. So that's why I don't work with kids right there. But that's me. You know, I just don't work with kids. I take photographs of families and kids, but I won't work with them on a model like contract level because the momagers are just too much for me.
As we wrap up here, one of our favorite things to do on the frequency is to drop gems. And then I want you guys to go ahead and reinstate where people can find you and your shows that coming up, because I definitely will be in attendance. Hugh, maybe not, because he's nobody. You don't really need him. But anyway, what is something that you would want people to take away from your businesses, and that's something that will help them grow in their businesses or in their modeling career or their fashion career? What is something you would like to leave our people with?
It's really, when people say believe in yourself, it sounds very cliche, but that's definitely something you have to have. You have to have belief in yourself. You have to know that the work and the belief has to come. Like Glenn Norman, the chef that I work with, his saying is prayer in motion. And that means a lot, because you pray, people pray and just think it's going to happen. You have to pray and you have to move. So I would say definitely believe in yourself. Don't let anybody steal your shine. If you feel like someone is diminishing your light, move away from that person. I've had to do that in personal and business relationships, because you'll get drained, and when you get drained, they're leeching off of you and taking your life force, and they're flourishing, and you're still next to that person being their battery. And I would say learn when you have to cut people off in business and personal. Keep your eyes and ears open to see who is for you, because if you don't pay attention to things like that, if your family is telling you, hey, they're not for you, but you're like, oh, I'm gonna give them a chance. I'm gonna give them a chance. I'm all out of chances. I'm not restocking in chances. So once you buy a chance, that's it. That's the last one, and there's no refunds. So I would just say, like I said, believe in yourself and listen to people who you know are there for you, who've been there for you since the beginning. And I feel like you can't lose with that.
A lot.
Drop them gems.
Drop them. He been dropping gems all day.
Oh, damn day.
What you got?
He ain't leave no room. Okay,
right.
I'm like, okay, he hit this, he hit that, he hit that. I would say when people look at RDB Fashion Show and look at Bequille, I would like them to see it as hope, because I'm for the people and I stand for hope. So I want them to look at how far I've came and where I'm going now and say, like, I can do it. I want you to look at my brands and say, I can do it. So, and I want you to also look at it, and if you get any failures along the way, just keep that, like I said earlier, just take those failures and use those as your stepping stones to success. So if you get 100 no's, there's a yes coming right behind that. So I want to just look at that, look at the brand and just be like, you know what, this brand inspires me to go out there and do it. And I have that platform for you. So when you're ready to do it and you're ready to get up and wake up and say, I want to do it. So I want you to be like, okay, let's hit up RDB Fashion Show and let's do it. I want, like, all those goals that you have written down. I want you to look at the brand and be like, Tiara has created this platform for me. All I got to do is get up and do it now. All you got to do is take action. So that I want you to look at all those things. When you look at the brand, just look at it as for hope.
And one thing, let me add on to that. You have to be serious. This is our careers. This is our babies that we're nurturing and growing. So don't waste our time if you're not going to be serious out the gate. If you don't feel like you're serious, admit that. I don't know if I'm real serious about this. Okay, cool. I'll put you on the back burner until you're ready. And then when you're ready, let us know, because we don't want to waste time. That's the one thing I can get money back. I can get friends. I cannot get my time back. So if you waste my time, I'm almost done. Like I'm done. I'll tell Tiara, hey, I wasted 3 months on this person. I'm good. Yeah. And she gets you. Like, I feel you on that. We're good. Like, time is something that is so valuable and it's priceless, and we can't get it back. So be ready. When you come to us, make sure you're ready. That's all we say. That's all we want.
You'll see us laughing and smiling, but when it's time to talk business.
Yeah, the pearly whites go away. When we talk,
it gets serious. We start talking about contracts and sending things to emails. Don't DM me no more. Right. Email. Have the person that handles my emails will email you. So I have a person that handles my emails for the fashion show. So when you come to us, just make sure you're serious. Like he said, make sure you're serious, because we work hard to continue to keep building what we have going on. So it's really like, it's really upsetting and kind of a slap in the face and disrespectful hurtful if you come to us and you're not serious and you waste our time. So just be serious and know and make sure you're sure that this is what you want to do.
Whatever it is. Whatever it is that you want to do. If you say just be sure that that's what you want to do.
And be willing to put in the work and be ready to take criticism, because that's what's going to build you.
I want everybody to know, I want you guys to shout out your Instagram, shout out, where can people find you? If they want to, I want to model right now today. I want to get into the show. Are you guys still taking entries into your show? Tell everybody where they can find you and your next couple of shows that you guys have lined up.
You can find me, this is Instagram first. You can find me on my personal MS Bequille, and it's spelled MS Bequille. That's my personal Instagram. The Bequille Fashions Instagram is Bequille Fashions. That's straightforward. The RDB Fashion Show on Instagram is RDB_Fashion Show. You can find all three of those on Instagram. My website to go shop on is www.bequillefashions.com. On Facebook, the Bequille page is Bequille LLC, and make sure you put the little hyphen over the E.
The accent.
The little accent. I say hyphen. I'm sorry. The accent. That's why you here. Okay, and then on Facebook, you can find RDB Fashion Show, and you can find me as Tatania Bequille on Facebook. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to talk real fast. On Instagram is UMMGMT, Unspoken Model Management. Unspoken Photo Studios is the photography page. On Facebook, it's Team Unspoken, and Unspoken Memories Photography on Facebook. And on Facebook, I am Pharoh Capri. Pharoh is Pharoh. I didn't do traditional spelling because I'm not a traditional person.
That's right.
Is Khepri.
All right. Awesome. And we want to thank you guys so much for coming on here and blessing our podcast. Like they said, if you guys want to look out for them, we will have all their information underneath this. So follow, like, share, and subscribe. Y'all, thank y'all so much. Y'all have been so wonderful.
Thank you.
Y'all are good designing. Fashion forward. Spring forward with fashion.
Yeah. And you better treat Q right. Okay. I'm checking in on Q. You better treat him right.
Appreciate it, bro.
Black eyes for the end of this.